Welcome back to Torment, Tides of Numenera. I had a lot of trouble with this part of the game working for the last few days, and so what I ended up doing was going back and creating a male character instead of a female character, and I chose basically the same options in the first part of the game, and I want to see if that works here now. I had chosen different options when I tried this a little bit ago, and it worked. I got all the way through this encounter and got to the other side of it, so I don't know if there's a combination of options that work or don't work, or if it's just kind of a fluke thing where sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, or it could just be that the code with the male works better somehow. I don't know. So anyway, I wanted to kind of take you through this portion of the game and continue on and see how far we can get. And I know the devs I've been talking to on the forums are fixing the issues with this encounter right now, so they're really responsive and have been great. So I look forward to that patch coming out real soon. But until then, I'm going to give this a shot and see if we can figure out how to beat this encounter and continue on to the game. So here we go. The pinprick of light you followed in the dark passage suddenly opens wide. There was no sense of tradition. One step you were in the dark, the next you were here. You're in some sort of mystic laboratory. Machines gleam all around you, seemingly incomprehensible data swirling around them like motes of light. 5 large tanks stand out, each one containing a different shadowy form, none of them human. A spectral figure stands in front of you. In front of you is probably how I should have said that. The Spectre. Everything about the Spectre seems dreamlike. He's a hazy silhouette of green glass smoke, wearing stylish, well-cut clothes. His jade eyes are fixed on you. He looks like somebody I've seen before, like an actor or somebody. I don't know. His handsome, bearded face seems hauntingly familiar, though to the best of your recollection, you've never seen him before. I've never seen him before, apparently. He claps you warmly on the shoulders. Skist, you made it. Listen, I know you've got a dozen questions, but we're not through the worst yet. If you want to survive, you have to attune yourself. It's a process that, well, it's hard to explain, but I'll walk you through it. Yes, I'm familiar with what attunement is. I've played WoW. Who are you? Earlier did you say we were in my mind? Why are we in a hurry? All right, how do I get attuned? Who are you? He's a Spectre. You might call me a composite, like a mishmash of your thoughts and memories and everything. I remember some things you don't. Just like how you know some things I don't remember. You made me when you hit the ground. Of course, you didn't mean to make me, but here I am. Okay, we're in my mind. Yeah, obviously we are. How do we get attuned? Let's do that. You see all those tanks in here? Each one's got a creature in it that's attuned to one of the tides. You need to attune to them, and that'll attune you to each tide. Heh, I tried it myself while I was waiting for you, but I couldn't do anything except watch them. I suppose that means this is your show. Okay, so he can't attune to the tides, so maybe I have to do that part, but maybe he can help me in another way, I guess? Okay. They're in stasis, a kind of temporal loop. I think all you need to do is join them, hook your mind up with theirs, and make a decision for them that ends the loop. You should do what you want, by the way, not what they want. That's the whole point of this thing, to define you. Okay. So, let's see. Alright, I'm ready. Let's do this. I'm going to go over to this one right now. Try this purple one. Okay. At first, this tank appears to contain a dense, jumbled mass of sharp-edged onyx. It is only when a cluster of eyes flickers beneath a slick membrane that you realize you are looking upon the oily carapace of a huge insect, a Nechalsic, your memory whispers, compressed into a tiny space. A flood of bubbles rises from the bottom of the tank, bearing you with them into the depths of the creature's mind, seeing what it sees. Your young host clutches a streaming haunch of meat and crouches with the other hunters, shivering with outrage. Like the rest of the tribe, she is starving, and the pack elder does not care. Flexing scarred talons, the elder unfolds above them and demands that its hunters turn over all their kills, again to honor him. Your host makes a sound like grinding glass at the back of her throat. The pack will not turn on its elder unless someone rises first. Her legs flex beneath her. What will you do? Okay, so I think what I chose before was make the Nechalsic confront and intimidate the elder. Sorry. Let's do that. You stroke the outrage of the hunter into a roaring bonfire of confidence, and she knows she must confront the elder herself. She's the only one who can. She rises, bearing claws still wet with her prey's blood. Pheromones boil off her as she meets the elder's eyes. After a long moment, the elder hisses his respect. She and the others can keep their prey this time. You feel the tides embrace and flow through you. Back in the strange laboratory, 5 hulking, smoky creatures bound onto the platform, sucking at the air with crackling snarls. The sour dread in your gut recognizes them for what they are. Hands of the being that hunted you while you regained your memories. Fragments of the sorrow. 4 of them lunge into the machines connected to the remaining tanks, wreaking chaos on their delicate innards. The 5th fragment focuses its eyeless gaze on you and your ally. Oh snap, it's found us. The sorrow is here. It's about to get all sad up in here. Yep. Alright, so they're just fragments. We've got them out of the control panel. We've got to get them out of the control panels before you can attune. Here, this should protect you. I'll be fine. Yeah, I'll be fine. So we have infected computer terminals in my mind, and Sorrow's trying to kill us. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay. Super glad we know what the balls is happening here. Okay. So I'm running this way. Oh, okay, so I guess running is the action I just did, because usually you'd have an action to spend, but I just ran, so that was my action, and I'm done now. I can't do anything yet. Okay. So next is the Spectre's turn. Okay. I can't use the tanks, but I can keep these monsters off you better than me, I guess. Okay. So he can... What can he do to them? Oh, he's got abilities down here. Okay. So let's see. Spectre Blast... Rest, Spectre ability. Let's do this one. Oh, wow, that's a big circle. Let's do this. How do I hit this dude with it? Is that it? Is he done? Can I do this one? Oh, there, okay. Whoa! Okay, that actually did something. Sweet. Let's make him go here, and then he can go help us. I think he can help us somehow. Like, maybe he can look at the panels or something. Alright, so I am going to... Okay, untangle this one. Alright, I'm going to mite this all the way up as much as I can. Failure. The cables snap and squeeze the moment they are grasped. The clamp down hard. The creature inside resisting any attempt to untangle them. Finally, it accedes, bursting out of the machine. As the cables pull taut, the beast flies by, its spines clawing at your mind. 1 damage to intellect pool. Sorrow fragment that was infesting it takes form of the sizzling growl. So, does it still come out of there? Is the machine fine now? Well, that's crazy. I failed, but it still worked? How does that happen? I don't even know. Alright. Alright, so we have another Sorrow. Okay, great. Very hard. Don't mess with him, apparently. Unavailable. Alright, I'm going to go right over here, though, and get out of the way of this guy in case he does something. I don't know. Okay, Spectre's turn. He's going to go over here and unmess up this one. There we go. Okay, so he moved, though, so he still gets an action to consume? Okay, that doesn't make sense. A spinning slitted disc is set into the front of this machine. Behind it, sharp currents of oily darkness twist and whirl. The amorphous bestial? I don't know. Sorrow fragment will have to be removed from this machine before the creature in the nearby tank will be calm enough for a connection. Carefully move the spinning disc and pull the fragment. Yup. Do it, bro. Do it. Success. Okay. Beneath the spinning disc, the saboteur's body roils, recoiling at the touch. Suddenly, it pours out of the machine in a stream of glistening black. The disc falls back into place with a satisfying click, and the whirlpool in the nearby tank dissolves. The creature should be calm enough to connect with now. Okay, cool. So he did that. He can't do the tank, but I can do that part. Okay, cool. So, Sorrow fragment coalesces with a baleful, eyeless gaze. As the glittering zoetrope? What in the crap is that? Okay. Spins, a curved metal rod jutting from the console pops out onto the ground. The machine doesn't appear to need it anymore. It was some sort of data tunneler, which isn't very helpful here, but could make for a handy single-use teleporter by crossing 2 exposed wires at one end. Oh, does that teleport him? That's awesome. Okay, that's cool. Can he teleport somewhere? Whoa. Alright. Sorrow fragment. Is he gonna mess me up? Yeah, probably. He's just charging. Okay. So he goes there. Alright, so my turn. I'm gonna do this. Attuned to this dude. Okay, this tank contains a humanoid with a skull-like head. A name arises from your inherited memories. This is a Nevigen, a creature of relentless, overpowering curiosity. Yeah, that sounds good. Unaware of the sorrow fragments roaming the platforms, it speaks to itself in a grinding whisper, in a language you don't understand. Tendrils of luminescent data snake from the tank and stream into your temples. The room fades in flaring stripes as you enter the mind of the creature in this tank and see what it sees. The Nevigen is in a dark cave, listening intently to a stone head embedded in a wall before it. Sounds familiar. I destroyed ancient Qua, the head murmurs. I sought words of destruction sealed in a forbidden tome. I could not help it, but once known, the words spoke themselves to the 8 rulers of the Qua, I think that's how you say that, turning them on each other. Great Qua melted like wax in the wars that followed, but I, imprisoned, could not burn with it. Even now, the words wish to be spoken. The Nevigen leans forward hungrily. Oh boy. Indulge the Nevigen's curiosity and allow it to learn everything it can from the scholar. Make it kill things. Okay, so curiosity seems like you'd want to learn stuff, right? See what the other options are here. Instruct the Nevigen to silence the scholar and keep the words from being spoken again. Encourage the Nevigen to free the scholar. He's only a knowledge seeker after all. I don't think we know that, do we? Urge the Nevigen to learn the words so it can use their power over... let's do this one. Let's do the curiosity one, because that's what it's about. And I think that's probably what I would do, too. Like it said, don't do what they would do what you would do. And I think that's what I would do. I would want to know what the thing is. Okay. The helpless scholar says 8 beautiful alien words that strike the Nevigen's mind, fastening to its thoughts like squirming thorn-covered vines. Concentrating through the pain, the Nevigen asks the weeping scholar the first of many questions about Lost Craw. Later, the Nevigen leaves the cave with the words bulging within it, pleased that it has discovered such interesting secrets. Okay, that sounds good. Warmth spreads through you, aligning tidal channels in your mind. You lean against the tank to catch your breath, eyeing the remaining creatures in the tanks. You need to be swift to avoid the sorrow fragments hunting you. Alright, so I've gotten 2 of them. I've got the purple one and the blue one. We've got to get the gold and silver and red still. So I'm going to hit this teleport thing and get out of dodge before this dude can do anything to me. So he has this item. Quantum teleporter. Wait. He didn't do anything yet, so how can he not use this? Action already used. Okay. So let's see if he makes it over to... Should we have him go this way so we can get to the other tanks? Now that this one's good, let's do that. Yeah, let's have him just go over here, see if we can get him out of harm's way here. Alright, so Sorrow Fragment's turn. Okay. Look out, bro. He's coming for you. Alright. He's charging up. Let's see what he does. Okay. What about the other one? Okay, we got 3. He's going to try to get me. Yep. But he's not close enough. Nice. Let's do this panel right here. Okay. A hideous, fleshy ripping comes from behind the hatch set in front of this machine. The sound thrums through the cables to the nearby tank where a jumble of cloudy crystal spines. The creature in the tank claws frantically at the unyielding walls. Oh! Forcing the sorrow fragment from this machine should put a stop to the incessant, nauseating clamor that's hurting the creature. Look for a way to open the machine and lure the sorrow fragment out. Okay. Using speed. Hey, critical success. There's a small notch on one side of the hatch. It's difficult, but after much strain, the hatch finally flies open, revealing an ember-veined tunnel far longer than the machine could hold. Ew, it's like the TARDIS. It's bigger on the inside. The sorrow fragment is at the far end, taking steaming bites from the walls. That's messed up. Suddenly it leaps, flying up the tunnel and out with impossible speed. The creature in the tank melts into a calm silvery pool of liquid the moment the fragment flees. The creature should be calm enough to connect with now. Sweet. The malevolent hunter skids to the ground, carving a trail of sparks. He's leaving like a boss. Okay. There we go. Alright, so Spectre Spectre Tuesdays. He's gonna go over here by this one. I bet the panels is the panel right here. Yeah. Okay, so he needs to go there and get as far as he can. Can I not? Can you not? There we go. Okay. I guess you can't go longer than it says. Like you can only go there. But can he move again? I don't understand why he can move again. Whatever. Okay. I guess I don't get like the yellow versus green, like why that's a thing. I don't know. So we're staying away from the Sorrow pretty well so far. Hopefully we can continue that. He's gonna charge up. He's gonna charge up, and then I'm gonna try to hit this. Okay. Let's see. Can I come over here? Can I... Last... Is it his? Alright, might be having glitches here. Let's see. Can I use this? Oh, there we go. Stunned. Now I can move over here. Right there. I'm not out of range. I don't understand why it's doing that. Okay, I'll just end my turn. I couldn't move. It was stuck, so I don't know. But it let me end my turn at least. Okay, so he's going to do this one, and then we'll see if he can help us out with the bad dudes down here. An aura of bruised light clings to this rattling machine. Water splashes in the tubes leading to the nearby tank, but it does not reach it. The creature is too distressed for any connection until the sorrow fragment within the machine is driven out and the water flow is restored. There are no external controls or access ports on the machine, but there is something unusual in the billowing clouds of blazing steam, the outlines of a transparent wheel hanging there in the air. Do we see it? No? I guess not. There are no external controls. I read that already. Never mind. Consumes action, dislodge the sorrow fragment, and restore the water flow by kicking the machine hard. He's a specter. How hard can he kick it? Alright. Turn the wheel made of steam. I guess we'll do that. That sounds fine. We'll do that. Hey! It is nearly invisible, but it feels like warm metal. It spins quickly. Eventually the steam cloud fades, and the horrible clanking from within the machine stills. Pure water surges through the tubes into the creature's tank as the wheel fades into insubstantial mist. And the creature should be calm enough to connect with now. Sweet. The sorrow fragment leaps out, of course. Because y'all really predictable. That's what it is. Alright. Oh, they're closing in. They're closing in. Alright. See what we can do here. Sorrow fragment, sorrow fragment. Okay, what about the... me? The last cast off next. Okay. So, I need to... What did it say? Impaired? Oh, good. Because impaired is just great. I'm over here. I'm impaired, so I can't do anything? Alright, I'm going to rest. And then I have to end my turn. Okay. So he's got to come over here and save us. Sort of, somehow. I guess green is how far you can move in one turn. Or he has maybe two. So we can come over here. Alright, cool. Now can he... Okay, so he's done. He can't do anything yet. But maybe next turn we can have him blast them. Ow! Alright. They're gonna do their thing. I'm stunned. So... Did I miss my turn then? The Spectre. Okay, so he's gonna... Alright, he's gonna straight up... Oh no, it's my turn. Alright, so let's get it right there. How can I have to rest, I guess. I don't think I can do anything. Okay, now last cast off, his turn is done. Okay. Now the Spectre's turn. He's gonna blast these fools. He's gotta blast these fools. Let's do these two guys, I guess. Oh, you just got handled so bad. Yeah, I'll put him right there. Alright, cool. Alright, do your worst. Bring it on. Let's go. Those guys are just sitting over there. What are they doing? Okay, they are coming over here. Oh, good. At least they're just hitting him and not me. That's good. Sorrow Fragment. I gotta be good enough to do something here. Last cast. Okay, good. Now I can get to this one. Oh, good grief. Okay. This tank contains 2 crystal shards and a sparkling liquid. Memory stirs, pushing aside thoughts of pursuing beasts. You remember climbing a floating mountain of shining rock. Living crystalline formations wandered the wastes far below. There are many legs tracing intricate patterns in the glittering sand. This being one of those, a Quashamas. Its body is in liquid form, however. The shards, its heart and brain, begin vibrating together, filling your vision with what it sees. You sink into the simple, sea-like mind of the Quashamas as it roams the jagged wastes, feeling its raw and aching need to create and recreate. It moves by birthing new legs from the death of old ones. It traces glorious whorls into the glittering sand before erasing them with even more complicated designs. Then, chaos. A hunter's ballistic slug smashes through its brain. Thoughts become splinters, melting. You feel its dying wish to etch one last design in the sand beneath it. What will you do? Make the Quashamas study the hunter and try to understand him. Allow the creature to finish its work before it dies. Encourage the Quashamas to warn other creatures in the area that they are in danger. Force the creature to forego its art in order to stop the hunter from killing others. Or inspire the Quashamas to etch its art on the hunter in revenge. Ooh. That seems like a thing you should do. Yep. We're going with that one. The strange thoughts drift through the Quashamas' disintegrated mind, intriguing and repulsing it in equal measure. As light fades from its world, the creature whips a casual and possibly sharp spine across the approaching hunter's face. The human recoils, shrieking and collapsing his face. Blood pours from between his fingers, pooling in the Quashamas' intricate designs. You feel yourself melting into the channels carved by the tides. After returning to your own body, a dull heat settles into your gut, and an oily haze crowds your vision. You sense, you know that the sorrow has focused its dire attention directly on you. The remainder of the sorrow fragments spill from the devices they were infesting and join the hunt. Alright. The Spectre. He's gonna mess some fools up again. That's what he's doing right here. Yup. Boom! Nice. Okay. That's cool. He's gonna come over here, because that's the last one we need to get. Oh no, we gotta get the other one. The silver one way over there. Right? Yeah, I think we do. Okay. Took a lot of turns with me being impaired or whatever I was last time, so we'll have to get a move on this and do this as good as we can. Sorrow Fragment. Dude, they look like aliens or like predators from that movie Alien. Okay, let's get all the way over there. We have 3 out of 5, so this is 4. Radiant humanoid within this tank, a fire white, your memory whispers, stands calf-deep in a pool of water, motionless. As near as you can tell, it is unconscious, but its eyes, slivers of even brighter light, are barely visible. They pulse once, and its mind unfurls before you like a cloud of flame, momentarily carrying you from the chamber and the creatures pursuing you. 2 gaunt, dehydrated fire whites trudge under an ember-flecked sky, across a charred plain studded with the towering bones of monsters. In the shadow of a mountainous ribcage, the leading white stumbles to its knees, armed tendrils deliriously seeking water in the ash and dust. The other white, your host, is only slightly stronger and wishes to give its power and life to the other so that it can reach the river a kilometer away. Okay, so, inspire the white to study its situation and environment for an alternative solution. Save your host by forcing it to drain the companion's strength. Convince the white to wound, not sacrifice itself, to give both a chance at survival. Permit the white to sacrifice itself for the other to ensure the other survives. Encourage the white that its companion should be the one to make the sacrifice. Let's see. It said do what you want to do, not what they want to do. What he wants to do is give himself for the other. So what would I do? Let's see. Save your host by forcing it to drain commander's strength. Let's wait to blah 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 blah. Let's do this, see if there's any other alternative solution. An unfamiliar desire flickers into life in the white's mind, curiosity. It kneels, sending flaming tendrils into the ashen soil, searching for something, anything, that will save its companion and itself if that's possible. And there, far below the surface, ancient creatures sleep. Without a thought, the fire white takes their life and restores itself and its companion. The 2 rise together and set off across the plain. The heat envelops you, aligning you to the tides. You'll lean against the tank to catch your breath, eyeing the remaining creatures in the tanks. You'll need to be swift to avoid the sorrow fragments. No kidding. Alright, so, I'm done. Okay, cool. I don't know, man. This Spectre dude, he just is, like, messing fools up. Alright, we'll do that again. Because that is awesome. Get wrecked. That's right. Wreck yourself on the far side. Okay. So, I want him to come this way. Maybe help me block off this dude in the middle. So I can make my way all the way to that 5th one. We're almost done. I can't believe this isn't going so well because I've had trouble getting this thing to work. So I'm glad it's working. This is super cool. I'm really excited about this. This is a cool game, guys. This is awesome. I can't wait for you guys to play this. It is just killer. I mean, already the writing is really good. I have no idea what's going on. I'm lost. It's just, I love it. So, yeah, we'll hit this one next. We're done for now. Spectre, we'll bring him over here. Hopefully he can help keep the bad dudes off of us for a bit. Alright, so the sorrow fragments are in pursuit. Yeah. Whack the Spectre, dude. He's alright. He's alright. Okay. Yup. Okay. Oh, I can examine things? That's cool. Alright. Alright, y'all take your turn. Hurry up. I got stuff to do. Let's go. Last cast-off's turn. Sweet. Last one. Let's do this. Okay. Tiny currents coil over the hulking creature in this tank, stirring the brown and silver fur on its muscular forelimbs. Curving, tusks curl away from its jaw, and it is these that remind you what these creatures are called. This is a tusked Grorthus. Okay, I don't think I ever knew that. Though, as far as you remember, there's no such thing as a tuskless Grorthus. Good grief, that's hard to say. Okay. The currents speed up, whirling around the creature. Suddenly you are drawn through the eye of the whirlpool into the creature's mind. Alright, furry tornado. Your host and a rival pack leader tumble down a snowy cliff face, biting and clawing each other. They strike a ledge of transparent ice and roll apart, growling. Far above, their pack hoots in excitement. Cracks spiral out from their paws, both leaders tense. The ground is over a kilometer below, but the first leader to teleport to safety will lose the duel, and their pack. Your host bares his teeth. He will ensure his rival is dead to demonstrate his superiority, even if he dies too. Let's see. Examine. Force your host to make the wise decision, returning to safety. Convince your host to finish off his enemy as quickly as possible and then teleport to safety. Urge your host to compromise. If both Grorthus fall, then 2 packs will be leaderless. Encourage your host to save his rival, ensuring at least 1 leader survives. Display your superiority to the packs at any cost. I think I'd do the second one here. Convince your host to finish off his enemy as quickly as possible and then teleport. See what happens. The tusked Grorthus bounds at his rival, his blood singing with the strength of your command, and impales his rival with his tusks and tosses the body over the edge. Your horse chortles to himself when suddenly the ledge snaps. He falls into the abyss after his rival, teleporting himself to the top of the cliff at the last second, both packs cheering his victory. Yay! I feel like I did the right thing. That was cool. Okay. The tides swirl around you, carrying you with them. That was the last of the creatures. You steel yourself for the deadly race to the tank at the back of the room. 1 man and a specter trying to beat these weird alien wiggly things. Coming this fall. No, okay. So, continue. That's the tank we need to do. Alright, so whose turn is it? That's it. See those tanks at the top of the platform? Get to the glowing one, quick! They're literally, like, next to each other, so yeah. And again, I mean, we gotta mess some fools up, right? We're gonna get, like, almost all 4 of them. Oh, you guys just got owned. Why not this guy? This dude didn't get owned, really? Alright, fine, whatever. Let's put him up here. See ya! And see if I can get up there quick. Yeah, follow him, because I'm the one you're going to need to get after here. Come on. Let's do it. Come on. Try and stop me. I dare you. You can stop him all you want. You just can't stop me. I'm the one that you need to worry about. Alright, I get all the way up there, past them. I bet you I can't click the tank, though. Yet? No? Alright, he's gonna mess some fools up one last time. Dude, he's really powerful. That's awesome. He's gonna go right here in case they show up. You play a little zone defense there, brother. Yep. Okay. Come on. What you gonna do? You got one chance. You better hurry it up. You got one chance left to stop me. Ouch. Alright. Yep, I got it. Sweet. Scintillating color writhes through the facets of the crystalline chamber. It seems ready for you to enter. Place your hand on the surface of the tank. Yeah! As soon as your hand touches the glass, a surge of energy flows into your body. Good grief. Can't read straight. The power from each of the 5 tidal creatures and the choices you made. As hard as you try, you cannot contain the massive wave of power. It's unlimited power. Okay, I had to. You know I had to, right? I mean, Star Wars references, right? Okay. Let the power flow or try to direct the power at the fragments. Let's just let the power flow. Let the power flow. I'm not going to sing because I'm bad at it. A burst of force surges through your arm, into your head, and out. The fragments of the sorrow screech in pain, fleeing the laboratory in every direction. It's like you're getting hit by lightning, except worse. Gain 40 XP. Hey, that's a good thing. Oh no. Oh, we just got super happy and wrecked all the sorrow. Nice. More and more waves flow through you, overwhelming you. Then the tide turns. The energy is no longer pushing, but pulling. It draws you inexorably toward the chamber, then somehow it yanks you through the glass, filtering your essence like a psychic sieve. I want a psychic sieve. That sounds awesome. A blinding light shines at the end like a tunnel, and then... Continue. Hey. Okay. I just got dematerialized. Am I a critter? Oh, geez. All right. This is really cool. Look at the artwork on this page. This is awesome. Like the rocks. Oh, man. This is really cool. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm nerding out a little bit. Okay. So let me read this. Blue. Once you had 24 words for all its hues and shades. Metaphors to glaives, capes, and courtesans' eyes. Now the sky is just blue. The ground is stone. The man before you, fat. All right. We're calling people fat already. Great. Thanks, game. Now all is vague and drab, like the memorialist sees you've stopped and he halts as well. Let's have a rest then, he says, passing you a bottle of forfeited water as he catches his breath. You knew a word for that too. This drink they brew in the Valley of Dead Heroes. Gone. We aren't far from his cenotaph? Cenotaph? The fat man wipes his brow. Deep in your pocket, your hands feel for the round tin that holds the worms. Worms? Okay. Your fingers clutch it tight, and as they do, they brush a piece of paper. Are you his shadow? The memorialist asks abruptly. Second Vander's, I mean, the one you came to see. Without waiting for a response, he barrels onward. We thought he'd cast his shadows among his own kind. We reasoned that with the Tabat gone, his line was lost forever. He stops and flushes more deeply, then hastily with a sign adds, but shadows fall where they will. As they will. Second Vander's, Tabat, shadows, they flitter on the edges of your mind, escaping your grasp. But the worms, they are well within reach. Shall we continue, Pilgrim? The memorial asks, to break the silence. One more short hike will do it. Your body is ready, but your mind is not. Okay, do we want to know what's up with that? Vander's shadows, Tabat, or examine the paper in your pocket, examine the tin in your pocket. What are the numbers after this? What do the numbers do? I don't know what the numbers are. Okay. Let's see. I would probably examine the paper because I want to know what's up with that. You slip the crisp, neatly folded sheet from your pocket and carefully open it. I will want the worms, but I will be strong. I will wonder what I have lost, but they will only rob me further. I will endure, and I will build the tower of my intellect anew. Second Vander's will furnish the material. The mind link, not the worms, will be my tool. The mind link. Okay, that sounds cool, first of all. A dead-eyed trader from Haref sold it for the last of your once great heap of prizes and bounties. Now it's slung from your belt, the hideous mask with a synth tube hanging off it like some Sethashi tentacle. I don't know what a Sethasni is, but I don't want to meet one, I don't think. Let's ask this. The Memorialist regards you skeptically as if he expects to be the butt of a joke. As he looks in your eyes, however, he softens. We live in a world of darkness, Pilgrim, and each of us is just a shadow of one of the great heroes buried here in this valley. But there's a light that shines behind the world. To know it, we shadows must measure ourselves against the heroes who cast us, and thus learn the light that lives beyond. Is that having something to do with the last cast off, maybe? That's our name? Maybe not. I don't know. He takes a swig from the canteen. I thought you set out on this pilgrimage to visit the tomb of Second Vanders because you were his shadow, that you wanted to stand before him and find enlightenment. Am I wrong? Are you his shadow or not? I really don't know. The Memorialist nods. That's how it is. I've met pilgrims who swore they were lords and ladies of old, but when they reached the grave, wept in shame. But I've also seen a novice stumble across her hero by mere chance. If you find Second Vanders, you will know who you are, or are not. He gestures to the hilltop toward which you've been hiking. Just over that rise is the monument. As for his tomb, you said that cenotaph would lead the way. I can't see how, but for the famous puzzle breaker of Sagas Cliffs, I'm sure it will be simple. Your mind might still be clouded, but at least now the form of things has become clearer. Examine the tin in your pocket. Let's go. I want to see the cenotaph. Let's do this. Oh, that's cool. Okay. As you follow the Memorialist up the crumbling path, he carries on about a time when all the roads in the valley were as well paved as the streets of Sagas Cliffs. Then reaching the hill crest, he falls into reverential silence. When you catch up, you see the sight that awed him, even for the 1000th time, a clutch of exquisite monuments, ranging from vast to miniature, from abstract to eerily lifelike. The Memorialist points to one of them, a many-sided slab of black stone, and gestures for you to follow. This must be the cenotaph of Second Vanders, Tabat General and would-be world conqueror. Oh, bumped the mic there, sorry. Up close, the cenotaph is not so remarkable. Its faces are adorned with gruesome stylized reliefs depicting the Tabat and their Dracolith mounts trampling the corpses of their foes. Neat geometric glyphs encircle the panels. Like the images themselves, they are embossed rather than engraved. The Memorialist clears his throat. Of course, Second Vanders isn't here. Like the other heroes, his body is in one of the cells in the catacombs beneath us. He nods at the monument. This is its own sort of shadow. All memorials are. As your guide mumbles something about the difference between expression, impression, and reality, your attention returns to the cenotaph itself. Examine the images, study the glyphs, study the basin, or examine the tin in your pocket. What is with the tin? Why? What is? I don't know. I don't know what's in the tin, but I really don't care. Watch, that'll prove to be what I need to do later. Dude, study the glyphs, or I guess, or yeah, I'd go with that. What seemed at first individual glyphs are far more complex. Smaller symbols assembled into larger patterns, linked into chains, twining and twisted into knots. Never a tangle or ramble, it is more mathematical or scientific notation than language. Running your fingers across the glyphs, you see that they shine briefly under your torch, then fade. Perhaps there is a formula here to be solved, a structure, a higher, hidden order to be found. Perhaps here you could catch glimmers of the Tabat military mastery. But the sieve of your mind holds nothing, and any secrets slip right through. That is typically what a sieve does, so I'm glad that's what that does. As you struggle to decipher the symbols, the Memorialist hurries over. This one means war, he says, illuminating a cluster repeated endlessly on the cenotaph. This one, death. He picks out others and shows how the ideogram for soldier weaves into warband, which can turn mesh into column or army. Excitement grows in his voice as he leads you to another panel and shows you the unique markings that compose the pattern for underspine, a high council, we think, or god. He notes what seems to be a structure to the writing, a pattern within the pattern. Could it be a puzzle to open the way to Second Vanders, he asks expectantly. You have no answer for his hopes, except patternception. I had to. Patternception. Yep, pattern within a pattern. Alright, let's see. Examine the images, take another look at the glyphs, study the basin, or examine the tin in your pocket. Try to find the correct sequence of glyphs. Yeah, let's look at the sequence of glyphs. You trick yourself into thinking you can crack whatever code the stone holds, but neither logic nor luck makes any headway. The glyphs shine and fade, but nothing happens. Given the endless combinations, not even the persistence you had of old could break through this lock. Let's look at the basin. Carved into the cenotapht's plinth is a wide, shallow bowl, perfectly smooth, perfectly ovoid. In its center is a small drain that runs into the monument. Around its rim is a geometric pattern, simple and composed of a single recurrent shape. You recognize the symbol, blood. Of course, it could be nothing else. It's a vampire stone, I guess. Your guide keeps back from the basin as you examine it and shares no thoughts. Yeah, well, he's helpful. All right. Let's see. Spill some of your blood in the basin. Sacrifice the memorialist. Dude, what kind of... How would you, like, just kill people and not... Like, I don't know. I can't just kill people for no reason. I'd probably do this. Spill some of my own blood. Beneath your guide's worried gaze, you nick your wrist and drizzle some blood into the bowl. Nothing comes of it. Whatever flows through your veins will not slake the stone's thirst. Well, that was great. Examine the images. I really don't want to kill him. Alright. No doubt some historian could tell the tale behind each panel. What doomed race the Tabat annihilated here. What grand battle was waged there. But to you, they're just an ugly blur that tugs at shameful memories without ever quite dragging them to the surface. This is not the knowledge you came for. On one side of the cenotaph, there's something else, an obscene picture, crudely etched rather than raised, its edges scorched black. The memorialist clears his throat awkwardly. A graffito from just after the Tabat were beaten, carved with a plasma torch by a bitter nano. He coughs again. The visual pun on Black 3 must be obvious. Sadly, we can't possibly fix the damage. I did that. Let's examine the tin in my pocket. Why not? The tin is old and unremarkable, scuffed and dented, but sturdy enough. It opens easily. Inside is a mound of worm-like grubs, blind and thin, barely moving. Your fingers itch and tremble. Your nostrils flare. You no longer know their name, but you know exactly how to use them. Careful not to spill the precious contents, you close the tin and slide it back in your pocket. Snort a worm. Are you serious? This is like some Total Recall level stuff. Okay. Dude, do I have to kill him? Are you serial right now? I'm snorting a worm first, okay? I would rather snort a worm than kill someone for no reason. Oh god, the sound. Oh, okay. Okay, alright. I'm a little grossed out. Okay. Oh, okay, stuff just got real. Okay, so gripping a grub between your fingers, you slip it into your nostril and breathe as deeply as you can. Oh, why would you do that? The worm works within you, eager to reach its meal. You feel it squirm the last stretch, and then pain like a knife stabs your brain, and you know the worm is feeding, eating gray matter, and pissing neurostimulants? Alright. Letting your mind reconquer the vast territories it has lost. Okay, what is that word? Nematodes? That's what they're called, not worms. And cerulean, that's the sky's color, not blue. Yay, cerulean, my favorite color. The rush of understanding overwhelms you. You read the world's unwritten words, devise stratagems, unravel mysteries. At least the stratagem's not for the Santan Empire, right? Your brain races with the speed brought on by the worm's piss. Seriously? I can't even believe I just read that. Okay. And through your thoughts run the Tabat symbols, spinning, twisting, combining, and dividing. There's meaning here, tangled amid the knotted glyphs, and your mind is unraveling it, surely. Don't call me Shirley. But not fast enough. Your thoughts become painfully, shamefully slow. And the puzzle you felt so close to breaking now seems impregnable. Another worm. Just one more in your mind, honed like a sword, will slice through the skeins. You're sure of it. So sure of it, you find yourself sniffing in anticipation, a predator on the scent. Okay, so now do I find the right sequence of glyphs? Once again, you guess at possible series of glyphs that might provoke some reaction from the cenotaph. If there is a key, you do not find it. War, blood, battle, death. Those symbols are graven in your mind just as they are on the cenotaph, but you can squeeze no more meaning from the memory than you can from the stone. Do I really have to kill him? Another worm in the cenotaph's puzzle crumbles before you. It seems so simple now, so obvious. A prayer woven within the story. A prayer of submission to the truth of war and blood and death. You need but touch the glyphs and the way will open before you. Yes, I don't have to kill him. Okay, so... okay. So I only need to touch them. But I can't touch them? Ah, okay. Your fingers race across the glyphs, which now do not fade as you progress. Rather, with each touch, they grow brighter and brighter. You can hear the excited gasp from your guide as you reach the last side of the cenotaph. With a flourish, you press the final symbols. The skein ends in war, of course. Blue light pours forth from the cenotaph, forming a kind of shimmering portal. Through it, you see hints of a room. His tomb, whispers the memorialist. See, this guy's useful. He knows stuff, and he can help us in the future. Or he's just a human that deserves to live and not die for no reason, and then it still doesn't work. I feel good about myself. A smile sneaks onto your face as you see the way before you. Examine the portal, step through the portal, snort another worm. Why would I snort worms? Okay. Some sort of room bathed in blue light lies beyond the portal, the tomb of second Vanders, it would seem. The knowledge you seek awaits within. Step through the portal. You step toward the wavering energy field and stare at the blue-tinged tomb beyond, the resting place of second Vanders. I hope I'm saying that right. The memorialist remains at a respectful distance. I will pray that your hero awaits within, Pilgrim, and that you find enlightenment at his side. Tarrying no longer, you plunge through. The tomb's walls are bare stone, as is its floor. In fact, the room is empty except for the sarcophagus that sits at its center, a crystalline Numenera that hums with ancient, indefatigable energy. Bathed in the portal's light, the room feels almost underwater, a sensation heightened by the air's unnatural weight. The sarcophagus is divided into three parts: a wide bier, an elongated pentagonal coffin, and a curved lens-like lid. The bier is decorated with familiar glyphs. You recognize war and death and purity among them. But these designs hold little interest. They are just catchwords, and they will teach you nothing of the Tabat genius. The coffin, for its part, is a single hunk of milky aquamarine. Its lid is less opaque, and through it you can see the corpse's silhouette. Most importantly, you notice a simple locking mechanism holding the two together. Opening the sarcophagus would be a straightforward matter. Open the sarcophagus. A few twists of the coffin cylindrical locks, and the lid rises up with a hiss of icy, age-old air. As the mist clears, you will see at last the face of second Vanders. You feel nothing at the sight of him, having never known the terror of his triumvirate. His features are slightly mummified, but well preserved. His ebon tabard is faded with time, that even the sarcophagus could not keep at bay. But it is his head that matters, not his clothes. His head and its brain, and the insight sheathed within, an edge keen enough to cut through the tangle of your own failures. Oh, dude. We're going to cut his head off? Can't we just thought worm him and have the worms come back out and tell me what's going on?
He doesn't want you to kill him.
You know, something like that. Let's see. Use the mind link on the Tabat corpse. I hope I'm saying Tabat right. Oh, dude, that's really cool looking. Okay. Once you slip the helmet over your face, you can't see and can barely breathe. Trapped in the mask's damp darkness, you fumble for the socket at the base of the corpse's skull. At last you find it, and still struggling, try to bring the conduit tube into contact. Suddenly the darkness explodes with light, the nebulous patchwork glow of your own mind, and beyond it, the glorious mandala formed by the thoughts of second Vanders. A mote emerges from the pattern, and a confused voice whispers, "You are not the Underspine." Almost instantly, the geometry of his mind transforms into a star fortress from whose bastions dagger-like shapes stream forth. Oh, jeez. "You will not taint my thoughts," the Tabat voice rumbles as his fleet soars towards you. There's no time to try and reason with him, if that would ever be possible. It seems madness that he fears you could pollute his mind, when merely fending off his force shall be at the limits of your worm-wasted will. Oh, God. Alright. Mount your own attack. You came here to hone your mind, and perhaps this is the way to do so. Fend him off. You came here to rebuild your mind, not to offer it up for Tabat pillaging. Let him in. You came here to fill the vast gaps in your mind, and perhaps this would be the swiftest way. Okay. It just occurred to me that the numbers to all of these things might be internal things that help balance the gameplay and balance the conversation options here. So I'm thinking maybe that is those numbers there. Maybe those won't be in the actual game later on. I'm not sure. So don't pay attention to that. Put your hand over it if you don't want to know what those numbers are. Okay, so let's see here. What should we do? I'm going to let him in because I want to know the secrets. The vanguard of the general's mind pierces into your own and sweeps across it, surveying the landscape and its defenders before withdrawing to the neutral darkness between you. You can see the Tabat's disgust in the shape and color of his thoughts. Whoa, thoughts have color? I love it. I love, like, already we're into, like, the existential stuff. That's cool. The texture of the general's mind ripples as he arranges his thoughts, absorbs what his scouts have gleaned from your mind. At last, like a messenger, a sphere splits off from the pattern and floats before you. Pilgrim, the word is spat out. I have seen the secrets you keep from yourself, the endless battle you meant to end, and the red wreckage your solution left behind. I am unmoved. I killed more, lost more, and fell farther, without surrendering the truth. The sphere shimmers and flattens into a kind of mirror. You have come because you would prove yourself again. Through me. By me. The thought floats slowly backwards. But I am not your underspine. What is the underspine? What did you see in me? Study his mind. I want to learn the trick of Tabat warfare. I want you to fill the emptiness of my mind. Attack his mind and plunder his knowledge. Attempt to break the mind link. Okay, so the whole point here is to learn what he knows, right? I think. Let's see what this is. Second Vander's mind grows still, with faint flashes of contemplation flickering across his surface. The guardian of the Tabat's soul. His mind darkens and storms. To use your words befouls the meaning of my thoughts. It is obscene that you call this tongue truth. Silence. Then, the underspine is a filter through which our minds flow, cleansing us of distraction, subversion, novelty, and doubt. The darkness dances to the edges of his will. You cannot comprehend. Yeah, I want to learn. I want to learn what he knows. That's what I... A row of red-rimmed pyramids sprouts along the fringe of Vander's mind, like quills or border forts. Better to be dead and gone than housed in such corruption. Let's do study his mind. Okay. You see a wide crescent of Uriel Reavers? I don't know what that word is. Ready to sweep down on an outnumbered but unfazed band of Tabat scouts. You know they will fight free because Vanders knew it then, before the battle even began. You see the city of Sagas Cliffs rising above the plains like a beacon, a treasure, a false icon to be smashed to pieces. In the depths of the general's mind, jagged, violent thoughts seem to be mustering as if for war. At the moment, they are scattered and in some disarray. Let's see. Let's do this. His mind ripples with amusement. Fear, vanity, weakness, deceit. There was a long silence. It is your duty to know yourself and to be yourself. A thin silver sliver of thought shoots out from his mind and stabs into your own. It is an image, a battlefield strewn with countless corpses and shattered war machines. A regal woman stands beside you, rigid with rage. Puzzle breaker indeed, she sneers. The image, it may be a memory or Tabat deception, fades away, and Second Vanders offers no more. A purple ripple runs across the mind of Second Vanders, and you feel the harsh rasp of Tabat laughter. The weak-willed and degenerate always dream that the great prevail by tricks or cheats or chance. His thoughts array themselves in interlinked chains of blue and black. But war disabuses tricksters of their vanity. Failure falls upon those proved false by battle, and victory is the stamp of truth. He's been asleep a long time, and he ain't real happy about it, is he? Okay, the chains stretch Sletch is not a word. The chains stretch and run throughout the patterns of his mind. We did not master deceit or even war. We mastered our own authentic selves. We triumphed by philosophy, not strategy. Yeah, okay, fine, cool. Let's see. Tell me more about your philosophy. A small cube of ideas detaches from the pattern of the general's mind and unfolds before you. In all systems, the variable is subordinate to the constant. The measure of things must be fixed. Lines of thought stab out from the unfolded eidolon, probing your mind like outriders. You do not comprehend. The eidolon rearranges itself into a pyramid. When one stands at the utmost peak of the highest mountain, an advance is no better than a retreat. All changes decline. Again he probes, and again you are found wanting. Well, yeah. To not fall, one must say, there is no more ascent, here I stay. Many have so spoken, but the Tabat alone spoke truly, resisting the vanity of progress. Oh, he was still talking. Okay. So your kind has been wiped out. As you tell the Tabat general of his kind's demise, the geometric perfection of his thoughts fractures for a moment, not quite into chaos or organic shapes, but into sharp shards that cannot quite reform. Some of these needles jab into your own mind, probing, confirming that you tell the truth. I see, Vanders answers. Eventually the fragments of his mind reform, though the ranks of its guardians seem thinned. At least they are safe from the corruption of change. To be frozen forever in cold death is a better fate than a teeming welter of your city. A row of red-rimmed pyramids sprouts along the fringe of Vander's mind like quills or border forts. Yeah, okay. I've done everything except this. Let's try this again. You see a city underground, the tunnel walls and vaulting chambers adorned with carvings of fallen enemies. You see battles, endless battles, the memories sorted with meticulous care, conjoined by formations employed, foes faced, weapons wielded, terrain accommodated. It seems a catalogue without end. In the depths of the general's mind, jagged, violent thoughts seem to be mustering as if for war. Yeah, we know. Okay. I feel like we break the mind link or we plunder his mind. I don't know what else we can do. He's not cooperating. He's being like a 2-year-old. Let's see. Let's do this. We'll attack him. If that doesn't work, we'll try to break the mind link and see what we can get out of this. Death has not dulled the Tabat's weapons or his will, but the mind is more than a mere battlefield, and riddled and rotten as yours may be, it is not yet bereft of all of its old gifts. Lines of thought race between you, and great jagged rifts are torn in the fabric of your minds. Defenses tighten, feints fly, and wills pound against each other in brute desire. Plainly there can be no end to this but the destruction of you both. We're well matched. Join minds with me or break the mind link. Let's do this. Bright flashes race through the pathways of his mind as it forms and reforms in myriad shapes and patterns. At last, a single word. Yes. The pattern breaks and its fragments, jagged and disjointed, ricochet across the darkness, crashing into your mind. You feel the terror that has gripped him, the fierce imperative to stand against the outright obliteration of his race, whatever the price. You sense the contempt in which he holds you, mingled with a grudging knowledge that there will come of no better chance. And then there is no more you, and no more Vanders, only a madcap image assembled from two puzzles jumbled together, only that and the darkness beyond. I feel like we won-ish, sort of, I guess. There's one who slips off the Mind Link's mask and staggers out of the Tabat's tomb. You are not that one, but you are in it. Not as some fraction or separate self, but as an indivisible part of a plural whole. Okay. The newborn one looks with newly opened eyes at the sky, and limns it with newfound words exquisite in their precision. Blues beyond blue. I'm okay with cerulean, too. Okay. And suddenly we're back, so I don't really know what the point of that was, but maybe that's the point and we'll find out later, huh? Okay. A kaleidoscope of colors drags you back from the welter of memories. That memory was more powerful than others, but it has faded. And it was long, too. Your personality reasserts itself, and you stand in the strange laboratory once more. The specter beams as you approach. Hey there. No.
That was great. Did you see that? Scattered them.
Yeah, no, I saw that. Let's see. What happened to me in that tank? Whose memory was that? So I'm attuned now. Can you tell me who you are again? You see your mind, blah, blah, blah. Rehashing a bunch of things. La, 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 la. What are we supposed to do now? Okay. Let's do this first.
The tank? I don't know. All I saw was you put your hand on it and then blast those sorrow fragments to the stars. But it's your mind, right? It was probably some mental connection, like the creatures in those tanks.
Makes sense. Okay. So I said that memory I had felt a lot more real than what happened with the creatures. Did it? I didn't know what to tell you. It didn't look like anything happened out here. Let's see.
It was. That's one of the things attuning does. The tides keep you alive. Maybe you can't control them all the time, but they can change things around you. I wouldn't be surprised if it worked that way in the real world, too.
Huh, interesting. All right. So I'm attuned now. What does that mean exactly?
Well, it means you're alive, for one thing. So that's a bonus.
That's a bonus?
The tides keep your body together, sucking energy in so you can heal. You can push that energy out, too, like you did with the sorrow fragments just now. There's 5 tides. Your nature, like your choices with the creatures, determines which ones you're most attuned to. Like, you're most attuned to blue and silver. So wisdom and influence, logic and power, insight and renown. That sounds pretty powerful, actually.
Okay, so blue and silver. That's surprising. I didn't think I was. And I thought maybe blue, but I wasn't sure about the rest. Cool. Okay, so wisdom and influence, logic and power. That kind of sounds like me, I guess.
But that's just how you are right now. The tides are always moving, and you can change. I mean, you're going to be who you're going to be, right?
So I guess that means maybe you can change your attributes later somehow? Maybe like you have to pay for somebody to mess with your mind or something? I don't know. But that's kind of cool though, like if you can change later. I kind of like that idea. So you're not like stuck with the beginning thing. I mean, it seems like we had enough trouble, getting the beginning thing set where you have your attributes and all that, but maybe you can change it again later, or there's some way to unlock that or something. That's cool. Let's see. So, what are the tides? Let's ask that one.
Huh. Probably should have started with that.
Probably.
The tides are a force, like gravity or magnetism or something, except they respond to people's actions. There are 5 of them. Blue, red, indigo, gold, and silver. At least that's what they're called in here.
All right. Okay, so we're silver and blue. That's cool. Or blue and silver. What am I supposed to do now?
First, you need to get back to your body. When you wiped out those sorrow fragments, a tear opened in space just over there.
Okay.
Fair bet that it's your way back. Second, you need to find something called a resonance chamber. I don't know everything about it, but I remember what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to stop the sorrow once and for all.
I'm not real sure if this is like sorrow in my mind. It seems like that's really obviously what it is, but it also seems like something external that's kind of invading in a way. So I don't know. It seems kind of metaphorical, but also kind of real and physical too. So we'll have to see what that is.
It'll look a lot like the tank you used to attune yourself,
okay.
A glass sarcophagus. Except in the real world, it's inside a crystal dome somewhere with 5 mechanical arms around it and a metal ring set in the floor. I'm sure you can't miss it. Use it like you used this one, and we should be fine.
I've seen a picture of that because it's one of the backgrounds they've been floating around for months while we've been waiting for this game. So it looks really cool, actually. Okay, so the plan he said was, first of all, let's just make sure we know what that is.
Wake up first, then use the resonance chamber. I think that's it.
Cool, okay.
I hope that's it.
I'm glad he shortened it the second time, because I'm too dumb to remember all that. Okay, so let's do this.
Hold on. You ought to know what you're running from first. I don't remember much. Hells, maybe you know more than me, but the sorrow is what threw you to the ground and nearly killed you. It's still after us. It'll always be after us. Unless you can stop it.
Alrighty. Good to know.
Hopefully that resonance chamber I told you about will do it. If not, let's just assume the chamber will do the trick, all right? It's less frightening that way. We can make other plans if it doesn't.
All right, so we really don't know much, but we're
Good luck.
going to go with it. Okay, so I think I'm going to call the episode here. It's probably been a very long episode, hopefully not too long for you. But when we come back next time, we will make our way through this portal right here and see what awaits us on the other side. Thank you for watching. I will catch you on the flip side.